Hello, welcome to my channel, Piece of Gaia. My name is Lindsay, and today we are going to do a reading about what barriers are you overcoming? What walls are you moving through, going around? Those kinds of things. Like, is there any blockages in your life that you've had recently that are starting to lift? And we're going to kind of take a look at that. First, we're going to get you some cards to choose from. We have 3 different crystals to choose from. So today we're going to be getting some wisdom from mostly the plants. So plant spirit medicines and things like that. We have 2 different decks on that and 1 book that I will be doing some bibliomancy in. All right, what are the choices here? We have the Ace of Wands for number 1. We have the Queen of Cups for number 2, and we have the 7 of Pentacles for number 3. All right, timestamps will be listed in the description box below and also in the comments. And I will see you in your selected reading. Hello to those of you who selected group 1 with this Ace of Wands card, very appropriate for group 1. This like fantastic idea that is really ruminating and developing within your mind. I feel like there's lots of things attached to this. There's lots of strings and things and positions that you have to connect. This could just be a really good indication that creation and creating something to get over this wall is the way to go at this time. If there is a blockage in your life, I feel that just putting yourself all the way in to a project or something that is going to occupy some time and maybe even give you a little bit of thinking power in the moments while you're creating that sort of active meditation, so that while you're dealing with whatever it is you're up against, maybe this blockage, maybe even I'm feeling like this is the go time, but you're going to know when. Like, this is going to be the start of it. You're going to know when, but it's going to hit you at some point. I feel like you consciously are aware that you're up against this roadblock or this wall, and I feel like you're going to scale it. That's what this card is telling me. It's like see, these things look to me like those ropes that you climb, like at the gym or at the playground, where it looks like a kid could get caught in there. Yeah, or it looks like a fishing net. So I feel like you're also going to be catching an opportunity, and since fish associated with that, like I feel like there is some sort of abundance, some financial gain, something to look forward to in your prosperity. Well, that is your first message. Let's go ahead and get you some more from this deck here, the Herbal Healing deck by Sarah Baldwin. Alright, what else do those need to know that selected this group? Okay. Initiation. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and take the one that I saw under the deck. So we have initiation with motherwort, and we have dandelion. I feel like right now you might be entering into a season of kind of this spring energy. And this is the time for rooting. This is the time for initiating yourself into things that are going to be more beneficial for you for the coming season, where more growth is happening, more action is happening, there's more expended energy, and then that energy needs to translate into something that is going to be more sustainable for the next season after that. So I'm feeling like this is showing me you're planting, or you're creating a lot of seeds of manifestation right now to enter into something new after this blockage is over. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a little look from the book. It says, A True Initiation Never Ends by Robert Anton Wilson. Kitty? What are you doing under there? And my big fluffy kitty wanted to say hi. He's very big. He's very, very big. What I'm feeling from that is that once you are born into this world, your energy has been ignited. You have been given this special energy that now will never die. So I feel that with someone who has troubles at all, if you struggle with your own mortality or identifying with it or understanding it, and most people do, because it's something that's that very unknown area where you're dealing with. So I'm seeing that the motherwort, coming from that position of the initiation of life, of the giver of life, I'm feeling like this new inspired creative endeavor. Sorry, there's gonna probably be some acorns falling. There's still a few there. So the dandelion is telling me that when we establish those roots and we hold firm, have you ever tried to take a dandelion out of the ground once it's gotten past the leafing stage and it starts to send up the flower stalks? Oh my goodness, it's got such a strong root in the ground at that point that people resort to chemicals instead of doing it naturally. And if you can naturally get it out of the ground, and if it's in the wrong spot, I don't really consider dandelions to be a bad thing. And in fact, I have one species that's humongous. It's almost as tall as me, and I left it in the garden because once it's done flowering, I'm going to harvest its root and use it in some of my medicinal stuff. But I feel like this manifestation that's coming to you, you have something stable to keep it going, to keep it circulating, to keep it in your life. Like, I just feel like this very, very lasting, very strong, stable thing. And I feel like the reason why maybe you even clicked on this reading with having this wall up against you, it is just a symbol. This barrier, this blockage is really just a symbol of the unmovable force. It's like a mirroring energy. It's mirroring force within you that you're coming up against right now, because you are becoming an unmovable force. You are somebody who is going to be a force to be reckoned with, a wall to come up against if anybody wants to cross you in any way. And I just feel like there's many different modes that we can be in life, and this is like the foundation of the part of your life. Like, this is something that's going to take you a little bit further. So if anything, I would embrace this. I would give more energy to the situation, like I had said, with maybe even creating a physical thing to kind of represent this. Do an active meditation. And that's just advice from me, because I am a active creator. I mean, I've had several things on many of these videos already so far, bragging about some of my little creations that I do. I mean, if I put everything on here, you guys would be like, okay, could you please just create another channel or two? So what we're going to do is look into maybe some of the zodiac signs, or maybe astrological placements that might be affecting you at this time. All right, so we have Neptune. No one says dream and transcend. And then what else do those selected group? 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Okay. Take the ones that flipped over. So astrological signs, Virgo and Aquarius. What I'm feeling from the Virgo energy is that there has been this lead up to you becoming more a part of the purposeful part of yourself. okay? And in the Aquarius, I'm feeling like, and this is without, I don't even want to read this part. The Aquarius is making me feel like there has been some procrastination that is totally not like a thing of your character. It has maybe just been something that you've been up against recently because something that you were dealing with in terms of you having a lot of obligation on your hands, okay? This having to do also with more of your online world, your internet world, the face that you show that is the virtual side of you, okay? And I'm seeing that both the physical and the virtual side of you are coming more in alignment. There's something to do with that. And also maybe there's some kind of commitment that you are making here in order to pass some kind of test that you're up against here with this wall, in order to initiate yourself, in order to start this process. Okay, we're going to get some more tarot on this. And then we will do some bibliomancy from the Green Witch Garden. All right, to those that selected group 1, that were attracted to group 1, what do they need to hear about this wall they're up against, about this boulder, this blockage that they're overcoming? What is this new phase that they're being initiated into? Give us some more information on this, please. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, we have the World card in reverse, the Two of Cups, and the Two of Swords. So already, this is showing me that you're not yet ready to end this cycle, okay? And it's mainly because there's a decision that needs to be made about a relationship that you're involved in, or some type of, I'm feeling definitely there's another person involved. Another person involved in the situation. Could be Aquarius, could be Virgo, or one of their signs. I also feel this could be something that you have been dreaming about, something that you want in your life. And there's this hold up because it's like, whoa. I just got this kind of download. So what I heard was, I can't do this alone. Because this is a relationship card to me too. I mean, with the Libra energy attached to this card. And the World card's like this fixed perspective that you had is becoming more open-minded, is becoming more ready for change, ready for something new, ready for something unexpected, something original, more progressive, something that you can imagine up. I feel like maybe this is also some writer's block, some just creative block. So that's why I probably was feeling more about getting into creating something physically, some piece of art, something, even if it's just something very simple and short, you know, if it only takes like a few minutes to create, like that doesn't matter. Like maybe that's what's also you're up against, is that you're afraid of the pain that's involved with the process of this thing that's going to start. You know, there's this deep knowing that you have, this deep intuition that it's going to create a lot of emotions, it's going to create drama, it's going to cause pain. And that's, I think, what's coming through in that. It's the, like, maybe the initiation of a relationship, starting a relationship is kind of on hold at the moment, because we're really evaluating, you know, where it's going to go, where it's going to end. You know, maybe we're thinking about that too much. That's why this is coming up reverse, because it's like, this isn't the end of this relationship. This is just the beginning. But this card up in reverse is showing me that maybe we're thinking a lot about that. Maybe both of us are. Maybe that is a collective thought between the two of you. You know, the fear of loss of the situation is creating some kind of block. So I feel that there is something definitely we need to deal with as far as something from the past. We're going to go ahead and get into this lovely book here, The Green Witch Garden. And yeah, so it looks like it goes along with this deck here that we're going to get messages from as well, but it does not. It's something totally different. So we're just going to kind of open it up and see. So I'm being guided to this right here. Okay, terrariums. There's something with the terrarium that is showing me this compartmentalized energy within you, this place within you that is a meditative place that we can go. The plants, we're doing plant, medicine communication here. So there is this inner garden, okay, we'll say, within you that has all the accurate temperatures, all the accurate everything. And this is what Spirit is asking you to meditate on right now in connection with plant spirits and plant medicine. And this is saying that going within and making your own inner walls and going even more into the blockage, like deeper. It's like you're not trying to get out. You're just going to go deeper within. And that's the way out. That sounds very guru cliche, I guess, to kind of come up with this like main plot of your reading is in order to get out, you have to go within. But that's kind of what is the principle of this reading, okay? So let's go ahead and get you a couple more messages here to end your reading from the Green Witch Oracle. Oh, all right, fine, we'll take it. 3 messages. Okay. Courage, wisdom, memory. Okay. So this really goes well together. It's like, remember the things that you are good at. Remember the things that you have learned, that you have applied to your life that really actually functionally work. Okay, have the courage maybe even to come forward and make that decision for the both of you. Because sometimes it just takes one person to make the decision. If you are a man watching this, continuing on that, if that resonates with you, that the memories that you've had with this person, or remembering the things that they tell you about themselves, if you can bring that up, if you could kind of highlight that I listen, I'm a listener, I remember the things that you say, that is gold. Also, so another way up against your roadblock could be a connection with AI technology. Going in, asking that question, that's just one idea that's coming with this card as well. All right, well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me in this space. And if you feel so called and you would like to join up and be a subscriber of this and see me more often, I would absolutely adore that. So, yeah, I usually post on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and that is going to be at 6 p.m. Central Time. Okay, well, I'm sending you lots and lots of love and energy towards doing this and making these choices, okay? Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye. Hello to those of you who selected group 2 with the Queen of Cups card here on this little black sparkly stone. Right, so what is the energy of this reading so far? We are up against this kind of wall, our blockage in our life, and how do we get past this? Or the plant medicine, how does it climb and embed itself into the wall and ultimately destroy, the energy? Like all the plants can destroy structures, most structures, by over time. So I feel with this connection that you've chose here to that, it's like I feel this surrender. I surrender my, I surrender my vessel to receive the information that I need to help those around me. Yeah. So right now I feel you deep within a cycle. You're really in it. So much so that I feel it's kind of like what it's showing me is an actor getting into a role they're going to play, and then they kind of lose who they were. And they get so much into the role that's like they are that person now. I mean, not that you're acting out this or anything like that. That's not what I'm feeling at all. I'm just feeling like there's something that you've gotten yourself into where you can't really see an old version of yourself, possibly, or this childlike identity that you used to identify with before. You've kind of lost that part of yourself, and you're like, no, I have this new story now. I have this new focus now. Like, yeah, I feel like you might be being a little bit withholding at the moment about something because it's a self-preservation act. It may be a subconscious thing, but really what it's ultimately just preserving a part of yourself so that you can be that energy that is depicted in this card, like that, what I said about the surrendering. Okay, so we're gonna do your reading. I'm feeling a little bit different. Let's go ahead and start with the tarot, this tiny tarot. I just haven't used these in a while. I like the cards, they're cute. So let's go ahead and ask the spirits of this wall, how do we pass? How will you let us through? How do we move around you? What is the toll? What is the situation? Please give us the tea. Okay, so we have King of Rods coming through. I see him looking at her. It's like immediately what I saw. The sun is kind of bright right now. I mean, it is high noon, as you can see from the sun. No, I actually don't know exactly what time it is. It might be past noon. 9 of Swords. Maybe you didn't get very much sleep. Maybe you had to wake up late. Me just mentioning that. The sun is really warm too. Like that King of Rods coming through is like pretty intense. And interestingly enough, was it the King? Yes, it was. My card of the day yesterday was King of Rods. Today it's the Ace of Wands, which I'm hoping that means that I'm going to start a new project today, but finish another one hopefully, or I don't know. I really do not have the capacity to start a new project at the moment. Okay, we have the Six of Swords in the reverse. That kind of flew off, so I feel like that's something that's going to be a little more, you're going to veer off course just a bit with something, and you're going to come back to where you are. That's what that told me. You're going to veer off course, come back to what you were. So we have the King, and you picked a Queen. We have a King coming through. There may be a divine counterpart situation, but what I'm feeling from this is you not backing down. You standing your ground and saying, no, this is me. This is mine. This is what I have built. This is my territory. I don't, and you're toiling about this. You really are thinking about this. And it's racking your brain. It's giving me, you talking to yourself by yourself a lot. And at this point it's starting to like spill over into the grocery store and other places that you go where you're like, oh shoot, I was doing it again. I'm talking to myself and trying to work things out. Yeah. I just feel like a little bit of veer off course, but ultimately this card is just telling me surrender. Mix this aspects of the forward moving. Remember that card veered off into to my right here, probably your right too as well watching this. So you're veering off into that masculine perspective, but it's like, because you're like going the right, going forward, but it's really telling you to come back, look at the aspect of your feminine, okay? Just sitting, receiving, being that vessel, that open energy. Because I feel like the King of Rods, out of all the kings, he's the king of fire. So it's like he could be a little bit unexpected sometimes. Like he's the one that's gonna throw in the monkey wrench and be like, instead of this tonight, we're gonna switch it up and we're gonna do this instead. And it's like very shocking to the people. So I feel that there's maybe something you veered off, you wanted to go towards, that you were going towards, and you're like, I have this up, but this in reverse tells me there's a communication upset. This is also my Mercury retrograde card. So I feel like, or one of my Mercury retrograde cards. Let's get one more message here. Okay. We have the 10 of Cups and the Temperance card. So I love how the Temperance card kind of came out underneath that. Like I didn't even see it right away. So these cards together coming out tell me this level of fullness, this level of indulgence, this is giving me also the King vibes, like the unexpected. It's like, I'm feeling like indulgence lies in the castle, right? So it's like starvation is in the town or the city or the rural areas, on the street out there, in the poverty areas as well, I'm feeling. So me just saying that, it's like maybe you tried to connect with something that was the opposite of what is more fulfilling and destined for you because of a place that you may have been in. You may have been in a lower place and therefore veered off course into this area where it was like, okay, you kind of met this maximum of what life really was designed to be for you. And you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to be in my full receiving energy. Maybe it's like you pick this card because this is more of a hopeful energy. The look on her face, the surrender in her pose. This is more of what you're striving for. So in order to do that, it's like, are we going to use our masculine side to force and position ourselves to constantly search for this and find this life or this feeling? Or are we going to do it where we are right now, right here? Feel whole right now. Feel that sense of wholeness. Yeah, everything just got super silent when I said that. So that is something, that really is something. I feel like also me saying that you need some silence. And the 9 of Wands really gives me that. There's this very chatty head. There's this non-stop trying to solve things, trying to talk things out in your head. Just a non-stop dialogue that is kind of forcing you into a situation where it's like a fight or flight situation where you're like, well, maybe if I'm some other place or doing something else, maybe I won't think about that. Well, you're always going to be where you're at. So, yes, there is the element of switching up the environment or, what you see is what like there's it's out of sight, out of mind. Also it's like escaping, running away from something. And then maybe it's like you realize this. And, the King has people, I feel, guidance on his side, whereas I feel like your energy, you have a lot of guidance, if not just I am one part of the court of your guidance here, right? Where you're looking at, you're being guided to not do something that is out of character or outside of the realm of your position of receiving. It's more of a staying put and cultivating what you have, using those restless thoughts to your advantage instead of your disadvantage, collecting them all, solving them all, and not running away from any of them. And then in that, you're going to find ultimate fulfillment, because I feel like this and this goes together. It's like this stuff in between was just like a redirection. We're up against some kind of opposition in our mind or in the speech that we're having with this other significant person in our life. And we might want to feel like we want to walk away, but then we always end up staying, right? Because in that, you know that there is a part of this, that there is this wholeness to be had within you, with this person, with this situation. And there is a striving for balance between the relationship, between everything. And I feel like ultimately there isn't a guide, an angel watching over this relationship. This is more about plant, spirit, medicine, but this is showing me there's an angel, energy watching over this situation, this relationship. And despite what you think about the word angel, that's just words, put anything on it. There's some kind of guide, there's some kind of energy that is surrounding this, like a force field of guidance, of support, of constant reevaluation, so that you can find that balance between this relationship. Because what it's saying is this card, although this is this great card, it's this rainbow of everything you'll ever want, but this is just a feeling that you can feel when achieving a certain status that you feel within, and that connectedness that you have with other people around you. So this cannot just be something that is perpetuated on a 24/7, 365 days a year basis. This is something that has to be constantly reevaluated and checked and rebalanced, because things are growing constantly. In this card, it indicates children. So that says there's a timing in this card, saying this isn't going to last like this forever. This is a moment in time. These children in the next frame are going to be 5 inches taller, and then the next and next, you know what I'm saying? And then by the time you know it, this isn't the 10 of Cups anymore. The children have left. You're finding yourself alone, circled by your own thoughts, and now you're just staring at your husband that has helped you raise this life up. And that's what I'm seeing with these cards. If you're resonating with that particularly, and if it's not resonating with you, I'm feeling like maybe that is something that you're feeling that you're going to surrender to. That is something that you're feeling inside, that's what life is like. That's what life is supposed to be like. And maybe that's upsetting you in some kind of way. You're like, is that my destiny? This kind of particular type of person that I'm obsessing about, that I'm wanting to have in my life, that I'm wanting to make more of a relationship with, there's that. I'm seeing that as well. But really what I'm seeing with the Temperance is going to be ruling this entire reading, really, is that there is something that needs to be let go of and something that needs to be brought in. So whether that is more patience, whether that is more energy of surrender, whether that is more stability and fighting for what is right for the situation, whether that is walking away from situations when you need to in order to avoid any conflict and unnecessary worry in the mind later. Whatever it takes to perpetuate this feeling, to bring this feeling back around in that loop of emotions that we're constantly feeling. Reminding yourself in times when you don't feel this feeling, hey, at least you have everything you need. You're provided for. You are loved. There are people around you that love you and care about you. There is guidance in the subtle realms, things that you cannot see, that see you all the time, that watch every move that you make. And they're very proud of you. They're proud of this energy of you. Your choice to pick this card is your choice to feel the energy that I felt, was this release. I am your vessel. I am here to do what it takes to fulfill my purpose. And that's just a really great way to look at things. But also besides that, it's just like there needs to be things in our life that we give a shit about. And I feel like you have found this passion within you, a stability type of passion that can last. And if it's in this relationship or if it's in something, I feel like you constantly have to remind yourself and come back to that and be like, yes, these are my decisions. This is my life. These are my choices moving forward. These are my connections. Maybe I need to make some of them better. The Six of Swords is saying maybe there's, in reverse is saying maybe there's some connections in your life, like friendships, or I'm seeing outside of your relationship, like this being a destinational type thing. So it's like people you call, people you're connected to online, people that you know from a distance, or relatives, or, you know, people like that. There needs to be this maybe even severing of some of those relationships. Like maybe those don't need to be as close in your life because they might be disrupting that surrendering or blocking that channel that's coming through for you to receive exactly what you need in the situation. Because I feel like there's something needing to be reworked in order to feel these feelings more often. Okay. All right. That was intense. I was like staring at this bush and this tree while I was channeling a lot of that. Trying to get into that plant energy before we bring out the plants. So we're going to get some zodiac information here, astrology information. How do we say zodiac? I think that's more a universal term for stuff, but astrology, what do they have going on in their life? All right. So we have fixed. We have a house 7, and we have the sign of Cancer. Well, that's very appropriate with this card right here. So we have nurture, comfort, and protect, profound relationships, intimacy and romantic partnerships, stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. Well, that is everything that the Queen of Cups is about and more. I mean, these cards kind of sum her up. I mean, regardless of her, if she's a Scorpio or if she is feeling like maybe one of you here is like a double water sign or something like that. So I'm not really feeling Pisces at all for some reason, but there is this little fish behind here. So maybe Pisces is a part of your chart, but it's not like the major 3. Okay, so but there is that psychic energy that kind of lurks below, like especially if you can really identify it, see it. I'm seeing her kind of focused in on her third eye, and that fish is giving me that's her third eye. It's like she's whoosh, teleporting herself or transporting herself, her imagery, into this more emotional, fluid, like different world, like a whole different world. Yeah, I feel like slowed down by this reading as well, and I'm having a caffeinated beverage, so I'm feeling like that's kind of weird. And so I feel like I should have been kind of speed up by this reading, like there was kind of this speed up, but this has kind of like calmed me down, subdued me, made me feel like very good, like I want to stay in this energy. This 10 of Cups is like, stay with me. It's like the opposite of the Lotus kind of palace place or whatever, that like the place that you go in that you lose track of time and they give you everything that you want supposedly, and then you burn out your energy. Like the Sin Palace or whatever it is. It's like the opposite of that. It's like, be in this place with me, you know, be in this nice family, this nice dream of this. And it's like, I feel like some people do perpetuate this, and it's very interesting how this dynamic falls about. And I even have relatives that have a seemingly idealistic 10 of Cups situation pretty much all the time. And I'm like, is that even possible? Are they faking it? What's going on? But I don't think they're faking it. It's really weird. I think it's just they found what works. They found the right combination, and they just really work at their relationship, and that's really what it takes. And me being guided to even say that, I feel like that's what's going on in this situation. It's like you are finding what works. You're really finding what works. And in this fixed attitude that I'm feeling, that Scorpio energy coming through, we had Aquarius come through in reading 1, and if you're feeling guided to go to see that one. But these readings are going to be pretty long today because it's involving me doing more of a calm channeling type energy. But yeah, I feel like all this stuff that it says in these cards, you know, the stability that you have, the loyalty, dependability. Maybe you have also found that in another person. I'm seeing a Leo here with the fixed. Is this a Leo person? Is this a Leo Cancer cusp? Also, if you're reading 2, I haven't ever really mentioned this, but reading 2, maybe I did mention it a couple videos, but reading 2 is always about a relationship. There's always something to do with it. It's either a new relationship, old relationship, both, whatever. But I'm sensing this as like a really established, stable relationship. There was a little hint of that energy. If you're still watching this and you resonated with that message, I can't remember all of it. I apologize, but it was something to do with the fears or the feelings of, you know, this situation coming about and it not working out or whatever. And then I got the other cards, but I'm feeling like most of you are going to be in a relationship with this reading, or there are some questions in this relationship where you're looking for some answers. And more of it feels like a confirmation to me to get you to get to sleep at night, or to stop worrying about something, and or, you know, getting out of that fight or flight kind of energy and being able to maintain more of what it feels like to have that ultimate fulfillment in your relationship, and maybe not getting this in means of doing it in a way that is more of the lower energies of things. Like, there's ways to achieve these types of feelings with drugs, you know, and I could say that because of the Temperance card. Gives me a lot of time. Temperance comes in to say, hey, you know, maybe there's something, maybe you drink too much coffee today, you know, maybe you, I don't know. I think, like I was saying, I got calmed down by this reading, and how can that be possible? Because I'm drinking a caffeinated beverage. But it's like, can we get into a state where we're overdoing something in order to achieve a certain result, but then maybe even getting the opposite effect? It's like the erratic feelings of wanting to leave something behind and going towards something else might result in you really solidifying yourself and staying stuck where you were before, because you're compensating now for the choices that you've made, because you're like, well, I know that now this choice is really a good one. And maybe it's just that, like, this Cancer energy and this water energy in this card, it's just like, I feel like sometimes heavy water signs, they really like to justify the fact that they're in a relationship and why they do what they do, because they get so invested and emotionally involved that it blocks out a lot of other friendships and a lot of other people in their life. And it comes very center focused on the relationship itself. And that can get to a point of toxicity. It's like over putting too much stuff in the water. You know, that's what I think of. I always think of an aquarium. I'm seeing the last reading. And when I did the Bibliomancy out of the book, which we'll be doing soon, we got terrarium. And in this case, I'm seeing aquarium for some reason. So what I'm seeing is like putting too many nutrients in the water, too much dirt particulate for the plants, too many fertilizers for those plants. Maybe there's just too many fish in the water, you know? When I think of that, like, maybe too many people are involved in the situation. Or, you know, the communications that we have, you know, some of those need to be weeded out in some way in order to really get committed into this relationship. Like, if we want it to be really solid, and we want it to be committed, and we want to be protected by the interest of each individual that is involved in this relationship, it involves us being completely committed to that situation and acting as so. And sometimes, you know, those feelings of, oh, should I stay or should I go, is what I'm also feeling from this card. It's like, it's re-examining. That's like the pivotal point of the re-examination. It's like finding this, whatever it is for you. Finding whatever is for you that works, and then going with that. There is a lot of surrender, though. I will say, I keep going back to that message. There is a lot of surrender. All right, let's go ahead and tap into the healing, or the herbal healing deck. See? Okay. And we are going kind of slow in these readings. I wanted to put in more time, more energy to channel, because I feel like that can be quite effective. Even though my channeling sometimes involves me thinking about my personal life too much. I mean, I'm trying to work on that more as translating it before working it out, because I feel like a lot of my readings involve me like processing something mid in the reading, like instead of like trying to find my way through it in the reading, because I don't like to. I had some readings before where I would do that on my own, and then I would make short little readings, and it's like, here's all the profound stuff that I came up with, so you don't have to hear about me like basically solving the problem. It's like, I'm not going to show you my work. Like, those were the videos and they were kind of a little more analytical and geared toward my my OCD, more self and my ADHD type of energy. But when I channel and I calm myself and I meditate and I focus, I feel I get more messages out of that. And also, if I can connect it with my life, hey, fine. If I can make my life better by solving some things about myself, it's just going to make my journey and my help more effective here with you guys as well. All right, we have calendula with shine. So it's like I say that message and then this comes out. Butterfly weed with transformation, and calendula with shine. Okay. So right away, instead of interpreting, I'm hearing go to the book right away. Butterfly weed, I'm only reading this proverb here. It says, just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. I actually have this on my refrigerator right now. Well, I've had it for years. My mother gave it to me like 20 years ago. Oh my gosh, that was a really long time ago. Okay, and then calendula shine. So there's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. So that's Marianne Williamson. It does take a long time to do something or to work through here, relationships. It takes a long time to make something that is going to be lasting, that you can appreciate and love for a very long time. Okay, there's my probably biggest relationship, most annoying relationship advice. Because you're like, oh great, so all it takes is like years and years and lots of hard work. Yeah, that's great advice. No, but I think sometimes we have to find meditation in that. We have to find patience in that, because there are little things that will be like, ugh. And that's in that moment where the old people, where you hear the videos of the old people giving you advice about not sweating the small stuff and all that kind of like old school talk. Yes, for sure. You know, I you know, that is a battle though, not sweating the small stuff, because small stuff can be something about somebody, you know, that's a habit of theirs that you're just like, oof. Because in a relationship, you're around each other all the time, and you got to let things go a lot. And I think it, you know, it helps with these cards. One thing I'm going to say every time I take a glance, I'm trying to kind of more focus out into the little forest here, but what I'm seeing in the corner of my left eye is the king looking at her and admiring her. I mean, and I'm hearing kind of like it really helps if you're really into the other person. you can look past a lot of other things. Like, look how he's all like dressed up, and I mean, he actually looks kind of like groovy with that jacket on, but they look like they'd go together, you know, they got the same kind of style, the same vibes, kind of bohemian vibes going on. But at the same time, looking at this, like, has more stern energy. Like, he can't let go and just like sit in the water and be like, I release my energy, my vessel to the, you know, like, he's just not gonna do that. So it's like he admires that she has the ability to do that, the courage to do that, and also just the capacity that it takes to release. That word is just so, it has such weight to it when you release the weight of what you're holding on to. Because I feel like sometimes, especially for masculine energy, it's like they're meant to compartmentalize this like hardness in them, and not all of them do it, but there are some that do. And this can be like a burden and a blessing for a man, because then it shows, oh, I'm a man, I've done, you know, my part as being a man. And yes, there is some very regal qualities about getting to that position in life, but also if you can be in feminine energy, there is this kind of ageless quality. Like, there is this kind of ageless quality that you have inside of you, that you possess. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you wear or how you are. Like, I'm feeling like that is another superpower up against this wall, is your ability to keep that youthful spirit about you. It is admired by an important person in your life, particularly, who you would care about their opinion. So I feel like this card is coming through to say, just be more of that. If you're feeling like you're struggling at all, embrace more of that part of yourself, because this person, she effortlessly does stuff that is responsible, that is hard to do. But at the same time, she releases herself to that. She gets it done, and then she can be this free spirit. That's kind of why a lot of the energy coming from the Queen of Cups, like, people can look at her like a very liberal mother, or a mother who dotes on her children a lot, and sometimes that involves her children running a little bit recklessly because she's not going to be the disciplinarian in the situation. She's going to allow her husband to do that for her. So maybe if there's any imbalance in that dynamic as well, maybe getting a little bit more right with that, if you're being the disciplinarian and not being in this position, maybe you need to delegate that out to hubby or to your partner or whoever, whatever your relationship status is. The other person in the situation needs to take more part in the disciplinary acts. And although this may, you know, cause a little worry because you're like, oh, really? I have to like let him do it. Feminine energy may not always agree with how masculines handle, and yes, there is a balance to that, of course, like with everything. Like, if he goes overboard, or like, yes, please give him some kind of guidance if he needs any, like, but at the same time, like, you can't nitpick or micromanage that energy too much, because he's going to do it in his own way, and when you're not around, he's going to do it in his own way. So you might as well release the idea that you have any real power over how he's going to do disciplines with the children. And believe me, when you release this, it's going to alleviate a lot more in your mind. You're not going to have to deal with it as much, and you're going to feel more of this beautiful 10 of Cups fulfillment energy when there's more of a balanced dynamic between this relationship. Because sometimes I feel like also this energy of the Queen of Cups, she can want to do everything and get out of this state of, like, I could see her getting out of this water and not feeling good like this, and like having to be a bossy, manipulative person who controls people with the way she feels, you know, where she's like maybe even manipulating your children, like, I brought you into this world, I gave you life, how dare you. That might even be something you say to your kids. Like, I gave you life. You never speak to me that way. And, you know, that could be a challenging thing because there's gonna be that. And we're human too. All of us have the capacity to manipulate, and we do it, you know, whether more of us do it more than often or not. I mean, there's always going to be some agenda. When you open your mouth and you're talking to another person, there is an agenda, whether that agenda is to just pass a cordial or if that agenda is to get some money from that person. There is an agenda. Getting energy, getting money, getting time, getting information. You know, and that's probably another thing that we're losing, is because technology is supporting more of the information part of it. So now how do you talk to people? Do you ask your neighbor how to do something? Do you ask them for advice? No, because you can just find it online. So there's not a lot of communication these days. So, you know, me even bringing that up, maybe we need to, you know, set aside time to have more communication and thoughts and theories that are based on what's in our own heads together, rather than going outside of the realms of the relationship to find advice. Like this Mercury in reverse card is showing me that as well. It's like, use what you already have in your mind. Don't source out materials in order to prove points and stuff in relationships. You know, because what, do you want to be happy? Or do you want to be right? Because sometimes you can't have both. And that is what this is also saying. Okay. All right, let's do the book here. All right, so we have creating records for herbal entries. So it says, when I saw the word information right here, is immediately when I was like, bam, there's our thorn amongst our roses here. Although this one also, Two Swords cards are just like, you know, we're going to be a little bit difficult. These are the things you have to deal with if you want to be alive, basically. No. So the name of the plant, so I'm feeling like this being, you know, talking about plants. So, or the plants being able to be some kind of bridge here between the guidance of getting over this blockage. And what's coming through here is identifying each one of these issues, okay? Putting as much information into these as you can. Like it's like solving a problem. Solving a problem is like these basic things. It's like, first identify it, then describe it. What are its weaknesses? What are its, you know, I'm also seeing that with the relationship as well. It's like getting clear about this. Are you committing to this relationship? This is what it takes. This is over time. This is what system you will develop, because if you want things to go smoothly, you know, there's certain things that you just don't do. Boundaries you don't cross. That's what I'm hearing for that. But this is also telling me that, you know, it's like, use your imagination. Develop something about this scenario that could happen. What are the worst case scenarios? What are the best case scenarios? Toxic warnings. What are the really bad negatives? What is the rabbit hole, or what is the running thought of catastrophe that you could produce in the situation just mentally in a meditation that you could work your way out of it? You know, this is like really just showing me, get all of the details that it takes to create a good record and a good rapport with this individual. If you aren't in a relationship with this individual, get to know all the details about this person. If you really want to be with somebody, you're going to have to find out all that stuff eventually. I mean, this isn't giving me like cyber stalk them or anything, but there is a little bit of that. I mean, please don't be naive. We are living in the age of, you can find out if he's a total creep in like 2 seconds. So you might as well take the advantage. All right, so let's go ahead, and I want, with your group, I'm hearing get another card from this deck. So we don't have the Seven of Pentacles because that is still out. So that's the only one that you will not get. Well, I mean, it's one of the possibilities that you won't get. All right. What is the message, Spirit? What is it that you are trying to tell me here? Oh, it's one of these. Take the top one. Very good. Isn't that interesting? It's like, oh, there's an extra message. The messenger comes in. So we have the Page of Cups here. Very head in the clouds energy I'm feeling from this card. I love this card. I'm seeing there is a child involved. So the extra message that wanted to come through is something about a child. Okay, somebody's child, maybe your child. If you were the masculine watching this, maybe she has a child or you have a child. There is a lot of consideration that needs to be taken into that. I mean, being a step parent, if this is the message that I'm picking up on for at least one of you, if this is a step parent situation, this child is a sensitive child, okay? This is a child that is creative. This is not a, I'm going to go out and do sports and be a jock kind of a child, okay? Even if this child does take on that, they're going to take advantage of a lot of the incentives that the world has put in place for sensitive types of children. You know, the liberties that they give in sports where everybody wins and stuff like that. You know, that might be a frustrating concept for you. I'm just hearing that. But other than that, I'm seeing this being a very free-spirited individual, and if that might be something that you are challenged by, if you are the masculine watching this and it is the feminine who has the child, this might be something that you're challenged by just merely because the masculine wants to come in and constantly try to create balance within the dynamic of raising the child, and that might mean something the opposite of what the mother is influencing. And the feminine influence can often push towards all those feminine types of things. And whereas the child, if it's a male and it's thriving in this environment, the masculine might come in and say, yeah, but we need a little bit more of some type of I can't even think of anything. Some type of masculine activity, whatever it may be. Maybe even just having more male role models and influences in their life. Just seeing how a grown male model, like what a male, you know, a model of, you know, something that could be a positive role model and influence on the child. How does that look like? How can they absorb some of that knowledge, that information from that person without offending some of the morality, the sensibilities, the real work that the mother has done? How can she still like have that balance? Is what I'm picking up on as well. It's like, I think ultimately, if we are talking more about the child here, it's like you want this child, if you are the feminine watching this, you want this child to shine. You want them to transform and be the person that they want to be in life. They are going to become this beautiful grown person, this adult person someday, and you want them to be more evolved maybe than some other people that you've seen in your life. So your major influence is this very soft, gentle, but also slightly manipulative feminine influence that might really obligate this child to make sure that your emotional needs are taken care of sometimes. So just beware of that balance. That's also coming through, is beware of that need to put your child too far ahead of you. Like, make sure that your needs are met, because sometimes that is a dynamic that happens, and therefore also it creates kind of the opposite effect where it's like you're codependent in some kind of way with the child. The child becomes more of the parent figure because your emotional needs are more important. So then they have to become emotionally mature very quickly and adapt to your emotions in order to please you or make sure that your emotions are in check so that their life feels stable and secure. So just make sure that that is a thing, because I'm definitely picking up on that dynamic as well. Because ultimately, I think you want the best in the situation. You want the best for your child. You want the best for your life. Even if you don't have a child, you want the best of the possibilities for your life to feel free and shine and transform where it needs to, and be this beautiful thing that you feel that you are releasing your energy to dominate in order to receive everything more than what you could get from being, finding it on your own. It's coming towards you. Very powerful. So let's go ahead and get some messages from the next plant oracles here. This one's from the Green Witch Oracle. What is more information for those that selected group number 2? What do they need to hear right now? We've already heard quite a bit. It's intense, but is there some last messages that you would like to put on this? We have hope. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, it's so funny that one came through, because I looked over to the right when I said that earlier, when I was saying that he's like admires the fact that she has courage to be this person and release and let go. And then this card pops up now. It was in reading 1. So 38, we have hope, daffodil here with the Taurus symbol in this card. And then courage, time. Libra, the sword, or the dagger. 13, yeah. So yeah, that's one thing I said some things that had to refer to the energy of death and rebirth, but I didn't actually say the words death and rebirth. Sorry, I don't know if I said it in this reading, but I have the last little acorns are falling off the tree above this part of my house. Has a metal roof. The skylight just acts like a giant echoing chamber for the acorns when they hit. And I'm making my way, but I think I'm gonna change this roof to like an asphalt roof or something, because I just, no, it's too loud. All right, so yeah, okay, and then the 13 is what I was saying, is that there is something transforming. We have transformation here. We have the death number, or the 13, something ending. Some people have a negative connotation toward that number. I think it's just because it's like the cause that makes the effect, and people don't like the cause. They like the effect. It's like they like the money that they. It's like the acorn falling on my house, and I don't want to hear that, but it's food for all the little like critters and stuff, right? No, it's the cause and the effect. So people don't like the cause, but they do like the effect. Like, you don't like to pollute the ocean, but you're gonna go get a juice at the store that has plastic on it, and then eventually that plastic is gonna end up somewhere, and you're hoping it's gonna end up in the recycling, but maybe it doesn't. You're hoping. I said you're hoping that it's gonna, yeah. So that saying that, it's like you're hoping that something that has ended or was ending will eventually, because the 6 of Swords is coming up and not letting me finish my statement, thank you, but Mercury inserting itself. Listen to me. Okay, so we have, and then I'm feeling that a child coming through being like, look at what I made, look at what I did, look at me, mommy. Yeah, like taking a lot of your time, inserting themselves when you're like really trying to have a complete thought, and they're like, but what about me? It's like, oh, I forgot every complete thought that I have to have now that I have a child. It involves you in some way. 6 of Swords is showing me that this is some kind of ending, right? It's like it did flip around and it was like, whoa, over here, and I said veer off course and all that other information, but really what I'm feeling from that, it's like that was an ending. That was some type of ending that was meant to happen at that time, but it was like a fake out ending. It's like this, that the cause and effect, how I had said, it's like the cause was you like saying, you know what, we're breaking up, I'm leaving. So you leave, or you prepare to leave, and you make all your little, things that you do, but you already said that you're gonna leave. So you're like in this weird limbo energy where you're like, I'm still leaving, but I'm an adult and we're in a responsible relationship, so I'm going to, treat it responsibly, and we're gonna have to just deal with each other until I get all my things in order. Okay? All my affairs in order. And this, I could see the King of Rods, coming through and saying something childish, or feeling like everything has to be right now. No, you have to leave right now. If you don't want to be in this relationship, you have to leave right now. We can't be responsible adults about this and take our time and have to deal with each other and live in this weird space where we're right next to each other because we live together, and like prices of rent are so high, and like it takes so long to find another place, or it takes long to sell your house and then buy another house, depending on how you're invested in this relationship. So then eventually all those like thoughts and theories compile, and it's like, I can't sleep, I can't do anything, I've got maybe develop some nervous tics, your eyes twitching, and then you're like, well, maybe I don't leave. And then you go, well, I have invested a lot in this relationship. There are very happy moments in my relationship. And in some ways that felt like a failure. And that's coming through, that it felt like some type of failure. But really, in order to develop profound relationships and deep partnerships and intimacy, we have to be able to completely destroy what it is that we thought that we wanted by the concept of either metaphorically walking away, or actually really preparing to say it's done, it's over, to see it, to feel it. And in some way I feel like I'm validating you if you feel like you feel dumb in some way, that you made a decision, that you're like, oh, I feel stupid, I feel like a child, I feel like I maybe even didn't think of my own child or the child involved in the situation, and I was being immature and thinking too much about my emotions in the situation, and how I wanted to look good and I didn't want to look, like I wasn't in charge. So, but sometimes we have to bite the bullet. We really have to eat crow in relationships. You're going to eat it over and over and over again. If you want to be in a relationship for any length of time that involves more fingers on your hand than you can count, you're going to have to compromise by eating something you don't want to freaking swallow. That's like spirit coming in here and giving you harsh reality, giving you hangry tummy, because I'm gonna eat some breakfast after this reading. I did a fast in the morning and it's becoming noon, and I just wanted to drink some coffee right before I ate, so I did reading 1. I'm like, well, I'm gonna eat something after, but I'm like, I'm probably gonna like feel that energy toward the end of reading 2, and it's coming in and it's saying harsh advice for a relationship. You're going to have to deal with crap in order to make it last. There's no relationship on this planet that is, maybe from a distance and the outside, it may look perfect and idyllic, but I guarantee you both of those people are eating their words constantly. They are compromising like champions, and they should be in some kind of relationship Olympics. Okay, because I know I do it, and I feel like I should get awards sometime. I'm like, where's my 10-year award? Aren't they supposed to hand those out? Like, is that what we get? Do we get anything for putting up with the crap of someone for that long? I mean, him and me. It's like, can we both get an award of some type? But no one gives you anything for it. No one validates you in any way. I mean, sometimes if you say, oh yeah, we've been together for this long, people are like, wow, that's a long time, or that's amazing, or then there's people that are like, oh yeah, well, I've been doing it for 50 years. And you're like, holy crap. Like, like that person eats crow for breakfast, just little bits at a time, so he doesn't have to eat the whole one on the weekend. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I just feel like this whole reading, this sparkles it with have courage, have hope. There is those moments where you will feel so amazing. And in those times when you don't have the courage to know that they're coming back around, right? Just like every season when the flowers come out of the ground, it's like they're coming. What if they didn't come one time? I mean, just all you have to do is just know, just be reassured that you're going to feel those feelings. Those flowers will bloom. And if you're in this brick wall of your relationship, if you feel like this brick wall is in between the two of you at the moment, well, the plants are saying, we're working on it. We're dissolving that. There is a vine growing between you. There's stuff, sprouting below you in the ground. Things are growing, things are blossoming, things are moving. Okay, and also time, you are protected in this relationship. There is an overall sense of an angel watching over you that wants balance for you in this relationship, and something powerful. There's maybe a power couple dynamic. There's something, maybe it's this child that is the result of you guys. You work together, you've done the work, and now it's like the result of that is that out of this, even if this is a metaphorical child, the energy combined of you is this great energy that you're putting out into the world. It's very artistic, it's very thought-provoking, it's very informed, it's very loving and sweet, and it sends out good energy to other people. Or if this is an actual child, the product of you, are you putting this person out into the world that is maybe going to do something to benefit the world in some way and just be a light in the world because of the love that you have given them? And that's beautiful. So whatever wall you're up against, it feels like you're definitely going to be overcoming it, even swimming over it, I'm hearing. All right. Well, that is all I have for you today in this space. I hope you liked this longer, more channeled version. But if you'd like to see me again, and it's your first time being here, if it's your second time or more, thank you so much for being here and being a subscriber. But if it's your first time being here, I post Tuesdays and Saturdays, 6 p.m. Central Time. That has been my schedule for many months now, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. All right. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye. Hello to those who selected group 3. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're doing a little bit different style with just a longer winded, more channeled, and me connecting things weirdly, it seems, is kind of what the theme is on my meditating out the window kind of energy here today. So what blocks are we up against? What walls are we up against? Oh, is there any boulders in our way? Is there any things that have been big boundaries in our way that we're trying to get around, get over? And you pick this card. So already we have the energy of still in the learning phase. We're applying what we've learned, but there hasn't been like complete and total results yet. There's only been the signal that it's working. And the plant's medicine is coming through in this reading to help us solve this. I mean, I had spoke about in group 1 and 2 how plants could grow up this wall. They could destroy it over time. So let's kind of see what their power is behind this. I mean, yes, it's a slow, methodical time. Over time could destroy, like the biggest things. But what we're really looking at is what is something now that we can kind of start or work on. I mean, in the 7 of Pentacles is perfect for that. So it's like, where can we reassess at this point? Well, is there anything that we can do at this point to make it any better, to make it run more efficiently? What are some of those things that we can hear? And I'm hearing already that there's a card from this deck that I should look at. And let's see what that is. Temperance. Interesting. Temperance came through in group 2. Yeah. These readings are really always connected, but really This came in group 2 toward the end, or toward the kind of maybe the middle. Yeah. Now is a time for identifying what needs restructuring, remeasuring. Is there something we need to subtract in order to, so let's speak very literal about this picture. Like, this to me looks like the stalk is under the dirt like a few inches. So like, let's just say I want to remove this dirt right here, this top layer that's like on the brown part of this. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put some lava stones or some those little clay lava balls down there, hydroponic kind of stuff, so that there's not too much moisture building up around this trunk, just for future. Because that's one thing I've learned about being a green witch is, you know, protect the trunk of the plant or the base of the plant to make sure there's not a lot of moisture that gets around that base so that it can continue to do its thing. Some plants thrive in being wet-footed, it's what it's called, but really what I'm seeing from that, as far as translating that into temperance, into this energy of being up against a wall, is that there's always going to be something, if you look at the details. You know, you could look at something and go, oh, it's totally fine. But maybe you're not applying enough patience and an eye for discovery or wanting to learn more. Or maybe you haven't also established that eye for perfection just yet. So it's asking you to sit and resonate and ruminate more on the detail aspects, and maybe just the overall, take a look back. Because you might see, oh, well, the color in this actually, in comparison to maybe some other plants around it, it's pale. It has a paleness to it. Okay, well, maybe it needs to be watered, you know? Or maybe it's not able to maintain the moisture that it has because of the type of soil that we have in there. So we need to add more elements that are going to hold water moisture a lot longer, you know, and this all of a sudden turned into a that's funny, horticulture lesson. But what I'm really feeling here is that there's this energy that you can see. It's like this ray of yellow, like light coming through on this person's hand. It almost kind of looks like it's coming from here, going through his hand and translating. And there's the dirt. It looks almost like he's magically... Okay, so what I'm feeling from that is that there is something else going beneath the surface of what you can actually see right now. You may be manifesting this. You may actually be controlling this yourself. You know, you have this power to, you know, in that very basic way, the way I laid all that other information out, you know, that would be the magic. It's like the information to know how to do the best, taking a inside look. But from this, I'm looking like it needs to, it needs more time to be able to reach the surface. Yes, it has started to turn green, so because it is very close to the surface, it might be getting just a speck or two of light coming through to be able to make it green like that. And then it's using more of its energy to pull in more so that it can grow faster and get out of the soil. So I'm feeling like there's this, that's the block. That's where it is. That's the wall. Is that it's below the surface. So let's get a little bit more into that with these cards here. So what is the surface, first of all, and what is below the surface? Or it's also telling me superficial. I'm looking at the temperance going like this guy's like, he has like what's that? androgynous. He has like an androgynous looking look to him. I mean, it's clearly more on the side of the masculine just because of his physiology or his physical traits, but like there is this androgynous look. It's like, show me. Ah. And then the androgynous card appears. It's definitely one of my, I think, androgynous cards, if not the one. Then we have house 12 with spirituality, transcendence, karma, superficial service, or sacrificial. Ooh, see, remember, there's that superficial again. It says sacrificial service and healing, but I said superficial. Karma. And then we have transform and Pluto here. So there is, all this stuff I've been talking about with gender, I'm feeling like there is someone specifically who's watching this who needs to hear words of encouragement. I'm just looking at this like if you are resonating with that at all, that fully, fully get into this, fully wrap your head around this transformation this card is showing me, Find all the information that you need as well. Fill your brain with as much as you can about this process so that you can take all the steps necessary to protect yourself and get past this this healing process. Okay? All right, so that is that out of the way. And let's go ahead and get some more cards here from the Herbal Healing deck. What do those that selected group 3 need to hear at this time? They need to hear at this time. You also need to hear that this definitely is a process, is this process of self-alchemy as well. It might take time. Open heart. And then we have abundance. Wow. Gosh gracious. Did you hear that? That was just an acorn. You know what? I think that was a walnut. That sounded like a branch or a walnut. It's like the tree is either crumbling to pieces on top of my house. Oh, I think I need to trim the tree a little bit. Okay, so in this one we have a flower. And first I'm going to do a little bit of an interpretation and then I will get into the book. There's only like these little quotes that I want to read underneath them. So we have open heart and abundance and the maple. I love maple trees, beautiful trees. They grow very fast. They grow very dense. They cover up an area pretty well. And I'm going to have to cut back this tree so that it does not shadow over my new greenhouse that I just built this year that I love and everybody is loving. It looks so cute. It has like this gothic, high-pitched, narrow roof. It's just, freaking love it. All right, let's go ahead and get a message from the book that we said here. So wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving. That's very nice. Okay, so in maple, what you seek is seeking you. Rumi. I love that quote. This group is also, I'm hearing the message, quality over quantity. And the temperance. I feel like that's coming through too. It's like strive for progress, not perfection, is another quote. All right, what is some energies that we can get from these tarot cards here? What other information wants to come through at this time for those that selected group 3? Character, like it has to be symmetrical in some way. It has to have a base in some way. It has to have a balanced form to it to be able to sit correctly. No kidding. The World Reversed came out for group 2 as well. That is crazy. And you've seen me here shuffling these cards. And they're all ups, all different. I'll even turn this around. Like, I got this way, this way. Okay, and then the Page of Rods would like to come through as well, and the Four of Swords. So far, you know, there's quite a few people that are watching this as a collective energy that we are all not done with a particular cycle. There's something that is not finished, and there are messages coming through. The Page of Cups wanted to come through in group 2. So there is this message that is coming through. As I say that, you hear this loud chipmunk. Thank you, chipmunk. I will drink some of my coffee. Thank you. Yeah. The message that's coming through with your energy is like more of a yell rather than a whisper, was the last one. Person on a mountain, you know, signaling to someone, being like, it's over here, you know, and it's this journey that you've been on, and you're like, they're like up above this wall, this that you've been on, or that's in front of you, and they're like way past that, and they're like, it's this way, it's over here. There's like this signal, this somebody is signaling to you, giving you a message to get to this. And the last message that came through was there's a fixed perspective that is changing and shifting, and that's why you're in this. I hear it now. It's like you're in this stage of this one's showing me that you're not going to get recognized. You want the recognition for starting something that isn't finished. Once you get started on it, it's like it's really going to come in. It's going to be like you just have to put the effort in, you know. But yeah, I feel like the world reverse really shows me that there's maybe something that you're stuck on, that the reason why you can't get the recognition or you can't get the completion of this is because there's just a little bit more information that you need to gather, or a new trial of something that you need to go through. But I'm seeing that in a year's time, this card gives you a whole year. So in a year's time, I know that seems like a long time, but next year around this time, you are going to be doing a lot better as far as whatever it is. You're going to be you're not even going to remember this wall, is what I'm hearing. In a year from now, you're not going to remember this wall. Your heart's going to be more open. You're going to be more abundant. So this is a timing for me in this. And the Page of Rods says that the messages that are coming in are designed to inspire and light up your creativity. And when they do that, there is this release of energy to where there's that transition or the transformation or whatever it was, transcendence. There's a piece to that. There's going to be a very good piece to that, because I feel like there's something that needs to be added or taken away out of your life in order to create more balance and peace, and just this overall sense that everything is going to work out just fine. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do the book. Did we already do the book? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's do the book. If we did, I guess I'll take it out or whatever, but I don't think we did. That's the benefit or the misfortune of channeling. It's like, I just went to another place. Now I'm going to come back and try to pretend like I knew what was going on. Alright. What do those that selected group 3 need to hear at this time? What information are you going to give me that can help them? Amplifying the magic of your ingredients. Okay, I don't want to read any of those words. I just want that top one. Amplifying the magic of your ingredients. Okay, that is so powerful right now because of the Temperance card. Okay, so let's get you some more messages from this deck here. I also feel like amplifying the ingredients is just like that message of the abundance. It's like having quality over quantity. And then once you have the quality over the quantity, it's going to make a better product. But really, it's like, put in the work that it takes to make whatever it is. Like, put in the base work. You know, that should take the longest. The designing phase, the planning phase, that should be some of the longest work that you do when it comes to creating something, because something that is going to be something that you can enjoy for years to come, something that will give you a residual amount of produce from that thing. It's like, are you going to get good PR from that thing? Are you going to get good reputation from that thing? Are you going to get the abundance flowing? Did I already get these cards? Oh, look at that. I meant to take this deck. Hey, we'll take it. So wood, Etoni with grounding, and then we have clover with flow. We will go with it. This is a longer reading, so that's totally fine. And you know what? We're going to still look in the book as well, but we'll do that first. So we have, with this wood Etoni, the grounding, get yourself grounded and you can navigate even the stormiest roads in peace. Steve Gooder. Yeah, and sometimes I feel like, okay, the energies that I'm feeling coming through with that is sometimes the wall up against us is a representation of what needs to be under us. What is so hard to get over should be underneath us, supporting us, instead of being right in front of us, being the block. Clover, flow. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Layatsu. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Like this energy, that's what I'm feeling in this reading too. It's like more, more, more. It's like, when is it enough? Right? And I think that you're kind of reaching that perspective and that point, because now this wall that you're up against, it's like, that should be your foundation, not your next hurdle. So it's like, instead of building another house, make the house that you have better. Right? Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get these cards. Affection and refinement. So in affection, here's number 12. We have some Taurus energy and the sorrel, which is kind of like a spinach, right? And then we have 42 with refinement and has Scorpio. We have the dahlia. We have the black cat in the mirror here. We have this little black cat is showing me that there is something up to come. That is this silhouette of something that is going to be in the future here, past this wall. There's something that it's not showing you the exact look of it, it's giving you the outlines of it, but what it is, it has a significance to independence and femininity. And there's also this guardians of the underworld energy coming through as well. So I feel like there is maybe some kind of abundance, some physical possession that is coming through in this reading. That this card is telling me to get clear with what you want as far as how you're going to distribute that abundance of money, because the Scorpio symbol is giving me this money is going to be shared. This isn't just your money, this is money connected to someone else. And Taurus is showing me that there will be security in that, but it's also like, get it grounded and flowing as well. Get this money. This has to do with, this is a Pentacles reading as well. So it's like, keep it grounded, keep your investments in things that will be lasting things, not things that depreciate very fast. keep the money that you do have, that is a saved amount of money, in some type of circulation in order to increase its abundance. And it doesn't help or doesn't hurt to have an open mind and an open heart when it comes to new opinions on how to do things these days, or the new trends that work with making money. I'm hearing there are some viable investments online here with the Aquarius coming through. And the World card in reverse is showing me that there might be a fixed opinion about this, that you might not want to put it out there. You might not want to get connected with something that is international or far away from you. But I'm hearing that risk equals reward in that, and that you will get what you put into it, or then some, saying. So it's an investment. It's something that will increase over time, but it might have to do with another person. Okay. The fact that this 12 keeps, it's like in the sun right here, and it's showing me that the Hangman card. And there will be a period of time of an introspection and a self-doing to your time out. So there will be a time when you can also, and then translated into this card, affection, it's like we need to take time out to have affection for ourselves, to love ourselves, and maybe even another person that is involved. I feel that other person wants to be heard, wants to come through, but I feel like this reading has mostly been more directed towards you. Number 2 reading was more about a relationship. This one is geared more about you getting into this personal flow, about you getting into this groundedness. The cards wanted to reveal this very worked formula for physical manifestation and keeping finances going. So yeah, all right, I guess that is all I have for you. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I do believe you're going to get over this hurdle and you're going to do just fine. All right, and just keep going at it. The 7 of Pentacles, that is the just keep going, keep doing what you're doing card. You got this, okay? And success will come. All right, come see me again sometime. Bye-bye.